that nickname of yours? Is it... Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
That was the useful answer.
We are live currently. Hopefully, some people start flooding in here. Welcome to the summer 2023 Weeb Revolution live stream.
And what a summer it was. What a
Yes.
summer it is.
What a
Full of
burning
hope.
summer
Full
of passion where the fish died due to all the oxygen melting in the sea.
Yes. This is hell on earth, essentially. Welcome.
Truly, of all the seasons, those anime seasons, this is one of them of all time.
And it's pretty good. We got, honestly, the season 2s of shows are carrying the season, so I'm not sure this is like an amazing season in that regard, since there's only a couple originals I'd say are like great, but
surprising amount of paranormal anime, strangely.
yeah, did October come early? Like the horror anime this
Yeah,
season
all
are
the horror
popping
anime
off.
are coming out now.
Yeah, fall's gonna be nothing but sci-fi.
It's not even like necessarily horror. It's just like ghost or like ghost adjacent. It's using.
I mean, that's just I feel like that's just a popular well to draw from, isn't it? You know, anime.
I mean, maybe
ghost
summer
horror.
in Japan is when horror is at its peak. I mean, the cicadas, like the ambience of cicadas, is just it's just
Wasn't
perfect.
really that many horror. Couldn't see them between all of the isekai.
There are a lot of those every season.
This is definitely
There's always
a
isekai.
season.
We don't get enough horror. Give it less isekai, more horror, and we'll be in a good place.
All we have to do is find a way for people to sustain themselves on isekai, and world hunger will be over in a snap.
When are we getting an actual horror isekai?
Well,
hasn't
Nobody
been done
dare
enough,
mention a
to be
ReZero.
honest.
ReZero is not a horror isekai.
I want a
Doesn't count.
sci-fi. I want a sci-fi isekai.
Wasn't there one a couple seasons ago?
Probably.
I don't
I
remember.
think it was porn though.
That doesn't count.
Yes.
I would say it counts double.
I'll count it 0.
Well, that cancels out and it counts once.
Yeah, exactly. Famously, I am the pervert of Weeb Revolution after like 2 videos explaining meticulously that yes, I am Eminem and I am the pervert and I like boobs in anime. So yeah.
And I'll be the counter,
wow.
and I'm the arrow ace person, so I'll be the counterbalance. We're the perfect balance of lewdness.
Oh no,
Alex is so ace. Alex is so ace. He genuinely does not recognize homosexual, homoerotic tension in anime unless it's literally blatant in your face stuff. Like unless they're kissing and saying that they love each other, he's not seeing it.
Well, this is great. I organized the seasonal stream by alphabetical, and I don't even recognize like 5 of these shows.
You did it alphabetical? Okay.
Well, yeah, we're starting with AI no Identity.
Is that the one that Alex wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I guess this is all to Alex because I don't know what this is.
So in the future, 10% of the human population are androids, and one man needs to be the Dr. House for androids and sets on our adventures. But it's illegal to copy your personality because immortality, I guess, bad. Don't copy your brain. His mom was sent to prison for letting some people copy her brain. So he vows to get rid of every single one of the copies of his mom. Which seems like an asshole move.
It seems like an asshole move. I've seen this with Alex. The point is that it's like it's an Android story about identity. So like the point is that when you get copied, the person needs to be reset. So you have to destroy all the data in the Android in order to reset them to the point at which they were copied, which essentially is like killing a person. Like the first episode.
So you're not allowed to have your mom backed up on a hard drive.
Yes, no, this is not a base transhumanist world.
That's lame.
I know, right?
I get it. I was the devil's advocate, and I was like, well, okay. I mean, I understand that from your perspective, it's good to have a backup of a person because it's that person. But from the perspective of that person, they died. So like, you lost that person. You
I
have an
want a
exact
backup.
copy. Okay.
I want a backup of me.
I wouldn't mind a backup, but I wouldn't want.
Well,
my
philosophy
identity
aside, is
lost.
it
The
like
question
a
is
good
only, do
show?
you win the coin toss?
Is it a good show? I
Is
think
it a
real
good
question.
show?
Is it a good show?
From the one episode I watched, I would say it's good. Don't know where direction it goes. There's a lot of shows I had to watch.
I guess
I
that's
liked what I
fair.
saw. My criticism is the same criticism I have for every story like this, which is I've already seen Westworld. I know where this is going. I know about all Android stories ever.
I can't
And
wait for
Eminem goes
Android.
off with another
I agree with
overly.
Eminem. Like, when do they do anything original? You know?
I can't wait for
Well,
Android.
Vivi made them a singer. That was
That
pretty
was
good.
Vivi made
fun.
the Android a singer, and that was kind of original in the sense
Anyway,
that
don't
that it's
forget.
tied.
Don't forget they made Vivi also a race trader. The most important.
Does anyone
original
remember
character.
Plastic Memories?
No.
Plastic Memories now.
Oh my god. Go watch Plastic Memories.
I might.
It's
I'm
like-
not gonna watch
like
a show that
Westworld,
people
but
hype up
sad.
as the most depressing show ever. Like, that does not make me want to watch it.
I'm not talking about Anohana though.
It's the second most depressing. Then is that fitting?
Then it's
I'm
Grave
not,
of
talking about,
Fireflies.
I'm not talking about Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer either.
But that's
Well,
just
no,
because
but
the anime
Lucifer-
adaptation's awful, right? Or is
Lucifer
it-
and the Biscuit Hammer is depressing for completely different reasons.
Did literally anyone watch Akiyaka?
Yes, I watched
Ayaka.
it.
You mean Ayaka?
Ayaka.
I'm dyslexic and I will be mispronouncing every anime.
I like Alex's
And
name better
and
though. I would have
Ayaka's-
watched Iyaka.
Akia. Yeah, Akiyaka.
Ayaka annoyed me.
I
I
don't know,
don't
I'm
even
looking-
remember why, but it annoyed me. It has an annoying character. I
This
dropped it.
almost looks like a Gohan's anime. I don't know.
It's not bad looking. It's just annoying.
How many? I can't wait till we get to the Gohan's anime.
And we've already watched an anime about some Yukito and some Mitoma like last season. They're really putting the same prompt into the same AI.
For all we know, they're actually doing that.
Well, like,
Alright.
well, before we move on, like, what's the premise, briefly?
There
says
are
fantasy.
there are yokai in world. Some people fight yokai.
Oh,
I'm noticing we're seeing the same blue-haired, blue jacket guy and green-haired, green jacket guy in all the episode previews.
There's only two characters.
It's
They didn't have a
almost-
budget for anything else.
God, what happened to Spiky here? Zoomer anime protagonists are just.
Yeah, we need spiky hair back. And then I'll watch it.
Oh
There
yeah,
you go. Based.
yeah. We need spiky hair Gon style. We need something like that. Without it, it's just not the same. The
You
fucking
need Zoomer
Flap-
Yukio.
This new Zoomer style, let's make their hair realistic or just green. No, come on, just make it spiky and then we're good.
yeah.
Come on,
You
give
it's
us-
gotta
not
you
down.
gotta go on this.
Give us Zoomer Yu-Gi-Oh.
Card fight
Um,
Vanguard.
Listen, if it doesn't take 3 hours for the character to mold their hair into the spiky mass, unless they look like they could be a character in the Sonic series, unless I get literally stabbed on the hair, I'm not taking it.
If a file and sandpaper are not involved in the process of molding their hair, I am not interested.
Is there like an anime gag where someone touches someone's like spiky hair and they actually like hurt themselves?
I think so, yeah.
Probably.
I've never
don't
seen
know,
it, but it
because
sounds
the
like
spiky- The spiky hair mostly seems like non-diegetic in the sense that it looks spiky to us, but like to characters in the world it looks normal, I guess. So like no.
It just looks
I don't know.
messy to people in universe.
All right, let's
Maybe.
continue. I guess we're skipping to Dark Gathering. I don't think we have much to say about Bleach.
But can we?
Oh, we can talk
we
about
make
Bungo
a-
Stray Dogs.
We can, but we shouldn't.
Yes, we
Wait, wait, wait,
shouldn't.
wait.
Because there's
Can
4
we-
other seasons, and that's too many.
Well, yeah, this is
Can
definitely case.
Can we champion the hashtag and make it popular? Not taking it unless spiky hair or something like that to make it known that we are against protagonists without spiky hair.
Did anyone watch the new Bleach stuff?
you need to start brainstorming a better
Speaking
hashtag
of
for that,
spiky,
Eminem, and
speaking
then I'll
of
support
spiky
you.
hair protagonists, Bleach. No,
Oh god, yes. Well, no,
Cannot-
we don't touch Bleach because no. I mean, it's just Bleach.
my anime
It's-
list tells me I've watched 100 episodes of the original, but I honestly don't buy it.
I mean, that's
remember
barely
nothing.
any of it, to be fair.
There is a lot of episodes.
Yeah, how
and
long
most
is
of it
this
story,
show? Yeah, like
That's like
It's-
a third of it, isn't it?
Probably close to One Piece, for all I know.
My
yeah.
God.
So what? Dark Gathering?
Yes.
Dark Gathering.
Anyone
Probably.
watch this?
yes,
Not yet.
yeah, we watched
It's
it.
about a little girl with skull eyes who, well, she captures and tortures curses so that she can build up an arsenal of them, so that she can
Yeah.
rescue her mother's ghost.
Yeah,
And she's helped by a
Based.
pretty annoying main character. He's very screamy.
I don't
but-
mind that.
He's not the worst, but he could be better.
Compared, considering the setting he's put in and like the story that he's in,
Yeah.
I would not be pleased with this either.
Big thing is that
It's-
the show has pretty strong dark imagery and pretty good sound design. Although something that might turn people off is that, like, for the calm scenes that don't have ghosts in them, it's very washed out and bright. To the extent that it's kind of ruins the visual experience. But when it matters, the show does look better.
I don't think it's that. I barely notice that kind of stuff.
It's pretty washed
I
out.
kind of notice it, yeah. It's just...
What would you recommend?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Not for Alex though.
Not for
Definitely
Alex.
Not for Alex. There's mom stuff at the start, so
Yeah, that's kind of how the show starts. It's fun. There's yeah, definitely some like when he first goes into the, it's like, oh, well, you can come into my room. He goes into the room and it's just like, oh man, like it's like, why? There's nothing wrong with this, and it's like,
I
it's
understand
like
nothing from this explanation.
it's
but she has a room full of ghosts,
stuffed
stuffed
animals.
into plush animals.
Yeah, it's like
And
this
whenever
room.
she captures a ghost, she throws it in there, and it gets devoured and basically tamed.
Yeah, like
She's a
like, there's
hardcore ghost hunter.
Okay,
Despite
okay.
So
give me
she, like,
more,
has,
show me
like,
more.
a
Most of
room
all, I
full
feel
of
like-
like possessed plushies. It's like kind
I
of that.
really
It's
feel
kind of
like-
sick.
I really feel like the main point that is like if to draw people into this anime is like the contrast between cute girl with skull eyes, which is a very fun design, contrasted against the gruesome and like horrible death and dead people around.
What if the cute girl, themed after the horror and death and horrible things, actually did death and horrible things?
Exactly.
Wow.
So like
Imagine.
completely cliche. Yeah, nothing original, but like if you were into that, you know,
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
it's okay to have some stuff like that sometimes. There's a plane coming over my house, because of course there is. Nice. Go away.
It's a solid show. It's got a fun
So,
premise.
has anyone watched the Gohans, the giant cat thing?
Oh yeah, it's great.
The actual good Gohan show.
Gohan's
Does
made a
it
good
also
show.
have-
I don't
Well,
believe
we'll talk
you.
about that.
Gohan
Yeah, they
only
have
made
made
one
good
good
shows.
show, and I forgot the name of it.
You mean
What is
K?
that, like, apocalyptic thing?
Yeah, okay, right?
70s.
Yeah,
No, wait, didn't they
okay.
make Serebai Gundamo?
Oh, yeah. They did.
Anyway, a premise of the show is that this pretty ditzy office worker has a super intelligent giant cat who cleans for her and cooks her. Cleans for her and cooks for her. It's actually very charming and pretty funny. And despite being a Gohan show, it's not visual vomit all the time. The first episode has a extended, just a bunch of excessive city shots, but for the most part, it's pretty tame for a Gohan production.
I like
point
even
is that
it
the,
looks
even the
okay.
good Gohan shows go in with excessive shots for no reason.
Yeah,
I have do you mind if I talk
Except-
about the other Gohan show this season for a second?
we'll get to
When
it.
we get to it.
I wanted to ask a question about this show in relation to it.
Okay.
Okay, what's the question?
Do you get the impression that the storyboard artists hate the animators with like true aggression. Like they want them to die, but they do the next best thing, which is draw hell. You
For
get
this
different?
one, not so much. For the other one, yes, they hate the animators.
They do.
Ah,
Is it
Wait.
also? Does this one run at 60 frames per second?
What? No.
The other Go Ahead show runs at 60 frames per second.
Apparently that's one of the main issues with the glasses anime, the girl with the glasses anime. That it's just
one of the
normally-
issues.
Yeah, but like it's one of the big issues that like normally you would record anime in 24 30 frames per second because that's how animation would be done, but they recorded it in 60 FPS per second and just the animation is not adjusted for that because it can't be, so it's just weird.
No, they drew twice as. No, I thought they drew twice as many frames. To make up for the fact that the 3D animation moves at 60 frames per second instead of
I
just
really
slowing
don't
down.
think they did.
Instead of just slowing down the
we live in a society run by gamers.
gamers
Just
rise
remember.
up.
They
Gamers
rose up and now
sit
they're destroying
down.
everything. Yeah.
Not everything needs to be in 60 FPS.
You're right. 120 FPS should be the real milestone.
Oh God!
No, don't give them ideas.
We'll make the animators work 4 times as hard.
That's it. 12 FPS. You don't get any more.
People are gonna start
properly.
People are gonna start posting like 120 FPS versions of the "Girl Forgot Her Glasses" opening, and they'll say it looks so smooth.
Dude, that's a recipe for a disaster. This is essentially like assault in message form because anything above 80 FPS can cause a seizure.
You're right. It should be a 240.
Oh my God! Yes,
Fuck it, 1000.
this is just digital terrorism.
That's what I'm saying about 60 FPS.
When we make contact with aliens, they're actually going to be watching television at 1,000 frames per second, and we're not going to be able to keep up.
I
You
hope
get
aliens
trained for
don't
that.
have eyes.
I mean, according to the U.S. government, aliens are real. We all forgot about that, right? That happened yesterday.
Oh my
Well-
God! Yeah, it happened again yesterday. Every couple of years,
Yeah.
like an
I wish
X.
I wonder why the only country of alien sightings is the U.S. What's going on?
Mm-hmm. It's
It's-
strange, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very odd. They only like coming here.
Mm. Anyway, so the cat anime is good, yeah? Does the
Yeah,
cat
and
like
Dungeon
I-
Meshi
I
doesn't
would-
comment ill.
I would genuinely recommend it if you just want something cute.
does the cat speak or is it mute?
He
but it
has
does
a
all
very
the sound?
deep. He has a very deep internal monologue, but most of the time he's actually just conveyed with like expressions. He's the best
Okay.
character in it.
Is there a romance between the cat and the ditzy girl?
Finally,
No,
the
there's a
important
Eminem
part.
asking the
her boss.
biting questions.
No, there's a romance between her and her boss. Her boss invites her to go see
Oh,
idols
come
at an
on.
aquarium.
Okay, that's
Let
even
the-
worse.
Let the cat get a girl.
I would rather just go
Yeah.
with the bestiality. Come on. make some
Yeah,
stories
that would have
happen.
been better.
Continuing on,
Bestiality is definitely better than being a class traitor and trying to hook up with your boss.
You heard it here first, folks. Bestiality better than being a class trader. Go
The
fuck
best,
yourself.
Continue.
the best
Capitalism,
transition
fuck
of the
you.
century. We're now
Right?
talking
Please
about
continue.
the sunshine fantasy.
I'm
You
so
don't
glad
seem
nobody's
very-
even acknowledging the existence of Hero Classroom.
Yeah, no, it's just
Yeah, I did
was-
not even see that on my screen. That didn't even happen.
Dungeon Meshi seems like a genuine, like it's not, at least it's not isekai.
Oh, the
It's
only
like
reason I'm not
fantasy
talking about
Dungeon
Dungeon
Crawl.
Meshi is it doesn't look like it's out yet.
Dungeon Meshi hasn't come out
It hasn't
yet.
started airing, Eminem.
Ah, okay. I
This
see.
is just the
It's-
PV.
It sounds like yeah.
Yeah, it's by Studio Trigger. Like, there's no way this isn't just great. But I don't. It's not even
Unless
out. So.
unless you remember
Ooh.
Kisaniver and
Kisniver was awesome. What are you talking about?
Studio
Darling
Trigger's
in
my
the
favorite
Franxx.
studio.
I
No,
was
no.
sort of disappointed, but maybe I just need to rewatch
I mean, It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad either.
Darling in the Franks.
Okay, I'm blaming A1. I'm attributing all
in
the
the
failures to that to
Franks.
A1 Pictures. I don't know. That's my copium.
I mean, I guess.
I
Yeah.
refuse to copium.
Horrible.
Trigger is capable of creating masterpieces like Ninja Slayer, but also horrible things like Darling.
Mm.
Nah, it was all one picture. If it wasn't for that, Darling in the Franxx would actually be the greatest anime ever
A1
made.
Picture can create marvelous things like 86. Your
Or-
copium is
or
invalid.
Or like.
Sword Art
what
Online,
was
yes.
the- Shinsekai Yori. Shinsekai Yori, also A1.
Shinsekai Yori. Speaking of things that aren't even out, Goblin Slayer 2.
Oh god.
Uh,
How about
Not
like
acknowledge
thinly veiled
Goblin Slayer's
fascism?
existence. Yeah, Jesus.
Did anyone watch the Sunrise in the Mirror? Did literally anyone watch that?
I was
what is
gonna, but then I realized it's like an idol thing, and I was like,
Yeah, if you're a
No,
Love Live
actually.
fan, you'll like it. But if you're not, you have no reason to watch it because you don't care about the characters.
I feel like
It's a spin-off,
the
but you
girl
need to
version
have
of
watched
Gundam.
previous stuff.
Before we move on to the next show, do you mind if I comment on the second season of The Devil's a Part-Timer?
Sure.
Why the fuck is season 3 called season 2? What the fuck?
oh yeah.
Devil is a part-timer.
I
2
haven't-
season 2.
Is it
Devil is a
the
part-timer.
second
2
four?
exclamation mark season 2.
Season
Oh,
2
gosh.
reference sequel.
I need you to understand that this is the second season of 2 exclamation marks.
This is the third season of the show!
Okay, no, I think season 2 was 2 exclamation marks, and then this is now 2 exclamation marks second season.
This is still a more sensible way to name your season 2 compared to Durarara.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, yeah. Or Monogatari series, but that's kind of
Yeah,
like
I'm super confused now. But okay.
I stuck by this show for over half a decade. And finally I cracked. I dropped this. I just dropped this. I watched
I
the
don't
first
blame
episode and I was
you.
like, I'm not sticking by this for another season. This is ass.
It's a shame. The show no one thought was gonna come back. It came back, and then it's disappointing.
I didn't watch
When
it
are we
because I
gonna
heard
have
they
No Game
gave
No
him a
Life?
kid, and it's like no.
I enjoyed the last season, but it wasn't as good as the first. I'll watch this one out of completionism.
Completionism, the most
all right.
compulsive disorder of the modern
Tell
day.
me
Tell me about
listen,
Helk without telling me anything
Yes.
important about Helk, because I've been
Tell
eyeballing
me
the
about-
manga for the past decade.
I'm looking at the very happy face on the screen, and I'm like, this has to be good. This man is so enthusiastic. He just
This
fucking
gotta
won
be
the contest.
good.
Yeah, how can this
You know,
man
he
do
has,
anything
like-
wrong?
Just the optimism on the face of this beautiful himbo is enough to warm my heart. It's like, yeah, tell me about Hulk. Does
But
anybody
not
know
too
anything
much,
about
because I'm
Hulk?
actually.
I can't tell you because I know nothing.
I didn't
God,
watch it.
I was gonna watch it this weekend or something, but like, not yet.
I need to.
My relationship with the anime is kind of like my relationship with the manga, in which I've known of the existence of this manga for like, I don't know, half a decade at least, but I haven't read it because it just looks interesting and nothing more. And now I'm once again like aware of this thing's existence, just sitting here like, well, I'll watch it. I'll watch it next week.
Maybe.
I am.
It might be one of those things that doesn't hold up to the manga though, so maybe reading the manga.
Just gotta take the plunge.
I don't know. I am completely captivated by the happy man face. I think I'm gonna jump in.
Well, there's an essential
Okay.
question: is it an isekai?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Doesn't seem
No,
like
I
it.
don't think it
A
is.
demon
No, it's
defeating
not.
the demon
not.
king, but it's not an isekai. We've surpassed isekai.
They've already defeated the Demon King. So
Oh, I see.
Did anyone other than me watch the last boss
I've watched
villain
it.
show? So we
I
can talk
have.
about it.
What is there to talk about though?
I don't know. I found the show kind of satisfying. Just I don't know. Watching her not be a Shahil is basically the show. Did you ever want to watch someone have memories of being a Shahil and then not be a Shahil?
I just like that her name is Pride. It's kind of slay with it. Queen shit.
then
Otherwise,
it's
in every other regard, it is extremely like what you would expect from
The genre.
villainous isekai subgenre.
Mm,
Subgenre? I guess it's fantasy. My
When the
God.
alternative title's 4 lines long. Oh my.
it's so weird. It's so weird that we have a subgenre specifically dedicated to boys horny for bad girls. Kind of
What
wild.
do you
Oh,
mean?
that's
What
not
do you mean?
weird. That is not weird. The
That's
weird
not
part is
weird
that
at
you have a
all.
subgenre of a subgenre of a subgenre of anime that is dedicated to a subgenre of a subgenre of video games.
And the fact there's one of them every
Mhm.
season.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Horemia!
Someone in the chat.
Motherfuckers went
Someone in the
adapted a
chat
whole
asked-
manga.
Yeah, someone in the chat asked, "Do you guys believe that anime has fallen off in terms of general quality?" I don't know. When I see shows like this, it's like kind of feel
No.
tempted to say yes.
I
say
want to
no.
say yes, but then I want to say yes, but then I realize that like Zone 100 is a thing this season, and I'm like,
Mhm.
and Mushoku
Mhm.
Tensei season 2, and I'm like,
Yes, it's hard
The
to say.
things are kind of really good though.
No,
It's
it's like
just
every
only a few
season
of
is
them.
like bad, has like a bunch of bad.
The
shows.
fact that there's
It's
so
almost
many
like
shows.
the amount of quality anime hasn't even changed. It's just that
There's just
for
more
every
anime.
good anime,
There's
the
just
ratios
more
are
anime.
changing.
There's just a lot. There's just a lot. There's a lot. There's a good amount of bad stuff.
Horemia
There's
is
more-
exactly
There's a lot of
what we need to
mediocre
see.
stuff.
There's
There's some
more
good
good
stuff.
anime than ever before. There's also just more bad anime than ever before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Fully
yeah.
agreed. Like shit like Chainsaw Man exists now, and it's like anime is just in this place where like you really have to dig because you're gonna have to go through mounds and mounds of like completely mediocre isekai animes or just really weird shit like the girl with the glasses, and then you just find something that is really good like Zoom 100, and you're like, okay, there is good anime out there. I wish there was more. Like Heavenly Delusions exist, so yeah.
Yeah, that show was fire.
Yo, Horemia
Mhm.
though is exactly what we need to see more of because
Is this a
they went
sequel?
and adapted the whole manga, a
Yeah,
full manga, and where the place where the first season ends is where the manga ends, and then they just went, well, hold on.
Wait, they're just
Just
adding
went back
more?
and adapted a bunch of disjointed parts of the
Yeah.
original, just because they make for nice stories.
Whoa, no.
This is
Yeah,
made
you didn't know
entirely
about
for
this
the love of the
Goliath?
source material, and I am
Okay.
here for this.
So it's called Peace because it's just the stuff that
it's just
first
like the
season
side
skipped.
stories that get skipped
Uh-huh.
over. Yeah,
literally just side stories, and
That's a
it's so
pretty
good.
smart adaptation that doesn't need 2 exclamation marks at the end to explain it. Pretty
2
cool.
exclamation marks.
I do like
Yeah.
that the synopsis is literally just that one sentence, featuring stories from the manga not adapted into an anime.
All right,
Nice.
all right. But that all said, I need to talk to you all about the best show in this entire season. Of course, Ikimono-san. It's like Adventure Time meets Ren and Stimpy. This shit is
Oh.
like crack.
I see.
You're
Yeah.
not ready for this thing.
Should I add this to my plan to watch? Is it that good?
It
I don't
is
know, I watched-
ascendant. It is
Listen.
beyond ascendant. Just find the trailer. Find the trailer real quick, if you can.
I watched both
Animate every part of it well.
No, I
Fascinating.
know from being in the industry, this is the trend that the rest of the world's animation is. I don't want anime just to become a few
I don't want
sentences
anime
long.
to be narrated manga. I want animation to be pretty. And this
Alright,
is
we're
really
talking about the
pretty.
best isekai of the season. Reborn as a vending
Best
machine.
isekai of the season.
I now
Mushoku
wander the
Tensei doesn't
dungeon.
exist.
Yeah, let's just
Yep.
pretend Jobless doesn't exist and this is what we have.
Nah. Again, I was talking about this for the past 2 seasons at least. I'm pretty sure. This thing holds. Somebody just went to this concept, and I can do this justice. I'm a good writer. I can write this, and they did it.
Yeah.
Fuckers did it. It's more engaging, interesting, and just compelling as a story and a concept, as a thought experiment, than like 99% of isekai out there.
Bro.
Yeah.
It does not blend into the background. It is intensely watchable.
Do you know the story behind the author?
The world makes the world feels like a place that people live in, not just in a setting built for a video game. People go about their lives. People go about their jobs. People be adventurers, and then they go and buy refreshments at the local convenience store. Who tries and talk to them?
Yeah. The interesting thing is that the main character doesn't suck. He's actually probably the best part of it because he's just a very sweet, helpful person. And the anime is extremely creative, like she said, especially with regards to the fact that the main character can't really speak, so he has to communicate with a bunch of stock phrases that are like installed into him. Also, he can transform into different things. Like he becomes a jukebox at one point, and he becomes a condom dispenser, which actually a pretty funny joke.
Which makes sense within the context.
And what does he?
One
Does he
could
like?
even one could even say that this is a thinly veiled, like a critique of modern society and capitalism. As the protagonist is forced to transform into the most fundamental agent of capital, essentially an automated, thoughtless store.
Well, he actually
And yet they
they
find a world of meaning and a way to contribute to their community despite their cruel fate.
I should note that I should note that he dies in the human world because he tried to save a vending machine that fell off a cliff. He died trying to protect the vending machine.
I feel like the more you kept talking, the more you made it like less about being a critique of capitalism and more like exaltation of capitalism. Like, look,
I mean, he did jump off a cliff to save a vending machine. I think.
Yeah, but it's like he's performing mutual aid and forging ironclad bonds with his community. Despite his existence as a pure agent of capital, detached from the systems that forged him.
Truly, I was reincarnated as a vending machine is more leftist than Moriarty the Patriot. Truly.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I feel like the isekai about the guy that reincarnated as a sword also had just a normal isekai protagonist that was like just chill and helpful and sweet. So like,
yep,
we already had that. But this one is a vending machine and is better written, I guess.
Yeah, how do you top
the
this
sword
guy?
Is just an isekai protagonist that happened to not be flesh and blood. This one is a proper. I am an object. I cannot speak. I must communicate with the world with like a bank of 7 phrases and my ability to dispense soda.
Is this a plot by Am? This sounds like a plot from Am from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
I have no mouth and I must dispense soda.
This is my headcanon. This is now just a torture world made by Am.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Wasn't a very well constructed torture world because he's pretty happy as a vending machine.
This is a fantasy.
We must imagine the vending machine is happy.
We must imagine the vending machine is happy. Exactly.
Am is just being pissed off right now. Am is just very pissed off. Like, I was meant to torture you.
Yeah. When he turns into the condom dispensing machine, this is a fantasy medieval world, yeah?
Yeah.
So like, how much would it be changed by introduction of like safe sex? Jesus.
Do people notice that the vending machine is sentient? No.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Because they see
I saw the first episode and goblins were attacking him.
No, they were frogs. Wait, they were goblins? They were goblins.
Have they ever seen a vending machine that is not sentient in the world?
No, because it's a fantasy setting. I don't think they've ever seen
Have you ever seen anything that is sentient in this world?
I don't know if I have. How would I confirm that?
Everyone's a philosophical zombie.
Okay. Well, can we not have this discussion? I already had it with Adam last time. It didn't go well.
I don't imagine it go well, so we'll drop that. Alright, we just got some random
We'll drop
anime.
it.
I don't know
Assuming
what it's
you're all
called.
people, that is.
Oh god, I think we're skipping this. Am I actually the strongest? No, dude.
I'll
You're probably
talk
not.
about it.
I won't.
I
What
watched
if I
it,
can
so
do
you
it?
all have to
Why?
suffer.
Okay, I just have to point out before you even start, because I'm just reading the synopsis. There's like 3 anime at least right now that involve some sort of cheat power. I think there might be 4 actually. I'm just saying. I'm like, it's kind of a weird thing.
And one of
So-
them is Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
This show has
Yeah,
something
Gojo's
very
a cheater.
special to me. I haven't seen a power this loosey-goosey since Healer, where the guy's healing can do everything but heal. We now have barrier magic that can apparently do everything but barriers.
Right.
Okay.
The plot of the
Okay.
story is he's reincarnated as a prince, because he was so put upon. But the goddess gives him 1002 as his power ranking, where the normal's like 30. But it only reads as 2. So his king and queen parents abandon him as a baby that died in the forest. Any guesses where this goes?
To shit.
Yes. He then convinces a wandering demon fox lady to have him be his master by beating her up because she wanted to eat him. He then gets adopted by a separate group of nobles. He then goes around pretending to be a superhero, I guess? If this sounds incoherent, it is. But I had to suffer through this all, so you have to too.
How many episodes of it did you
Mankind
watch?
could not change
2.
society.
Two? All that happens in
reflecting on
2?
ourselves, we
Yeah, that's
blame
2
the
episodes.
beasts.
To answer the previous question, yes. In chat. Alright.
So, is anyone gonna
And
tell
then
me why
to
the
answer
second season
no,
of
the
Jujutsu-
anime is amazing. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
Yeah.
Could anyone please tell me why Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 look like ass?
It
What?
doesn't,
It
though.
looks fantastic.
It looks
No,
much
no,
better
listen,
than the
listen,
first
listen,
season.
Okay, let me explain. It looks really good, but all of a sudden you get these like small parts where some parts move at 60 FPS and some parts move at 24. And that's like the
I
most jarring
haven't
thing
been
I've
able
ever
to
seen in my
notice it at
life.
all, to be honest.
Me
I
and my
mean,
girlfriend
well,
can talk about nothing else. It just looks
We need to raise our
horrendous.
hands. Who has noticed this frame difference? I haven't.
While I wasn't watching it, I didn't notice.
Nice, Alex.
Go
That's
look at this. It's just like it's really pretty at some points, and obviously the choreography is as amazing as always, but there's
Now I'm
just
going
some
to
parts of
argue.
it that move in different that just suddenly move at 60 FPS despite the rest of the anime is being 24. And it's just like
The girl who forgot her
I-
glasses has better animation and consistency than Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
I literally have no
let's
idea what you're talking
go. We
about.
truly live in the best of times.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We truly live in the
Speak-
darkest timeline.
Speaking of the best of times, you know what got a third season? That's
Yes!
right, not Spice and Wolf.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Neither has Half-Life, but Rent a Girlfriend. Rent a
Season
Girlfriend.
3.
I mean, listen. We live in the Barbie Oppenheimer timeline. This is clearly
Yeah.
the weirdest timeline, so obviously this is gonna happen.
Barbieheimer.
I took mental
Barbie
damage
Heimer.
when you mentioned that again, Eminem.
Listen, you gotta have to get
I thought
through
it was
The
my
dude
own
is gonna
personal
die at
hallucination.
some
Why
point.
do you
I want
have
to
mention
time
that you
travel
confirm that
just
this
so I
actually
can stop
exists?
hearing about Barbenheimer. Is that too much
You
to
can
ask?
do that. Listen, you can do that. It's called sleeping. You go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going
and
to
you
go to
wake up
sleep for an
and
entire
then
month until this
I'm
whole
currently
craze of
traveling in
marketing
time
is over.
towards the future at the rate of 1 second
Yes.
per second.
Yes, it's called waiting.
And it's
Everybody
not
has
fast
the
enough.
power.
Please. Make it stop.
Yeah, I mean, I made it through season 1 of this.
I prefer seeing an ad of Rent a Girlfriend Season 3 every day for the rest of my life than hear Barbenheimer one more time.
Listen,
I would,
Colin,
I would like neither. I will just
I
go
think Rent a Girlfriend.
disconnect from the
I think
internet.
Rent a
and plow the
Girlfriend.
fields.
I think Rent a Girlfriend is just gonna stay with us and it's gonna keep coming out until we finalize our plan, Calamity. This is a curse. We need to.
Our ending
get
girlfriend
it.
at this point is
I
like
think
that
it's an amazing
AI
plan.
Simpsons episode that never ends.
I was thinking we could
Yeah.
reduce the cost of an. We could do it like online, like online group
Except
chat.
no difference.
All right.
Listen,
Speaking of
that wouldn't be nearly as good content, though. You know.
But it would be a good test subject. Would this get views?
okay.
Eh,
Well,
Maybe.
It'd be more
And then
economical.
if it did well enough, it could pay for the tickets to actually go to Japan for the sequel. When season 5
Maybe.
comes out of Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
okay.
I'm on
What
board.
I do have to say about the show, because I could not make it to season 2. But that said, I'm like, this series falls for like all like the worst like romantic like subgenre like points. Like it is like one continuous thing, like completely spinning its wheels constantly, where there's like no like progress made. It's just like constantly like,
Have you
oh, they
watched
did this,
any-
and then they go back, and it's like, of course, and it's like they always have to return to like the status quo somehow.
Have you watched any of those multi-hour videos about the manga? And then they talk about like 500 chapters in, nothing's happened.
You see exactly what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Any developments in the show would break the premise of the show, and it would abruptly end. So there can be no developments. Everything must
This
regress.
is just
Yeah.
the Simpsons. This is the very awkward Simpsons of anime.
I sub.
Yes!
Uh,
Rent a Girlfriend is the Simpsons of anime. Quote
It's
that.
Well, The
far
Simpsons
more
used to actually be good
cringier.
at one
This
point.
is like, yeah, this was never
You're
good.
right.
Yeah.
This is the modern Simpsons of anime.
Anyone watch
Yeah,
level 1
that's better.
Deco Unique Skill?
I have watched it, in fact, and it's not that horrible. I guess it's kind of weird, but also kind of funny. I don't know how to explain it, except like the protagonist gets summoned into a dungeon, and then he meets the homeless girl of the dungeon, and then his cheat skill is that he can get like a lot of stuff out of monsters, enough to pay rent. So he rents a house and he lets her live in the house, and then she's like, "Oh, aren't you really gonna live in the house with me too?" And he's like, "Oh, that's an option. Okay." And then they start living together. It's very.
It's a
Somebody
very
is
round of-
lonely out there. Somebody is lonely out there. They wrote this.
The fantasy
I
of the
feel
show
pretty-
is having enough money to pay for rent. We've truly reached
To rent.
a dark
Yes.
age.
Yes, absolutely.
When the fantasy is just affording
having
rent.
The cheatability. No, sorry. The fantasy of worse. The fantasy of the show is having the cheatability for your labor to be worth a lot more than the average amount that
Oh
is
my
paid for
gosh.
labor in this country.
Yeah.
Because
You know
literally,
what?
they all sit there and kill slimes
This
to get
this
drops
could
from
be a
them.
whole
And
video,
his ability,
honestly.
his ability is literally, I get more drops per kill.
His ability.
Yeah.
And then he goes selling the drops and get enough money to pay rent.
How does
Because he
anyone
wants-
else pay
he,
for
Wow.
rent?
he
in
wants
this
a
world?
good compensation for his labor.
Why does how does
Listen, wait. I feel like we're missing one point, that like we're memeing on this, and this obviously is very mimetic and funny, but like you're not wrong when you look at the cross section of the anime that has been coming out recently. Like there is some genuine anxiety about capitalism there. Everywhere.
Yeah. Yes,
It's
it's
not just
definitely
us. Like
there.
obviously
It's
we're
definitely
projecting a
there.
lot of it, but like
Well,
a lot
no,
of this is
it's
just like,
legitimately
clear text.
there.
It's not even subtext.
Right. So liar.
Ah,
This is a
Well,
show
Liar
so good.
is like liar is like we have season 2 of No Game No Life at home, but the house is on fire.
So this is a show. Me and Rika attempted to watch the show, and this show was so captivating that halfway through we bailed.
No,
Episode 1.
I was like, well, this is really boring. Can we bail? And it was only 6 minutes in. And Alex was like, well, we have to wait for the halfway point. And I was like, oh, come on, really? But then we waited for the halfway point. And I think a girl got wet.
Oh no.
From
So
sprinklers.
since this is a bargain bin version of No Game No Life, is there also
It's not a bargain
lolly
bin version of
instances?
No Game No Life. It's a bargain bin version of Classroom of the Elite.
Oh no,
Is
even
there lolly
worse.
incest in this? That didn't answer my question. Is there lolly incest?
So the
Is there a
incest-
lolly
not with-
incest? Not in the first half of episode 1.
Well,
But
that's a shame.
Honestly,
watching
at this point, that would have just made it interesting.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of No Game No Life.
So, why don't we have the Eminem Cancel channel anymore?
We do, in fact.
It's
And we
called
should
This
use it
Stream.
more.
It's being immortalized right now.
Oh my gosh, there's another show named Level 1. There's 2 Level 1 things this
I'll
season.
talk
What
about
is
the
that?
show.
I think.
Not like
Level 1
cockroaches.
Demon Lord. One Room Hero.
So
Um,
this show is about how awesome humanity is. So apparently, after killing the Demon Lord, 30 years later, we go from an evil society, and with world peace, within 30 years, we go from an evil society to modern day industrialization.
Yeah. And now the
I mean,
hero has to play.
That's pretty
and now
unique.
The hero has to pay rent and shit, and it's really, really,
Exactly,
really Kafkaesque.
Again,
What if the protagonist of the story turned into a cockroach but still had to go kill
Is this-
the you know?
Is Level 1 a new subgenre of a capitalist alienation
Reincarnation.
yeah,
isekai?
maybe.
Okay,
So anyway,
coming in 2024, my video comparing fucking spider isekai to Kafka's transformation.
Metamorphosis, yeah.
You know,
Indeed.
actually, because none of us watched it, we skipped over it really quickly. But
I watched it.
someone
I
mentioned
watched it.
someone mentioned that the Love Live isekai, despite having like fairies and dwarves and stuff, it takes place in the modern world. There are cars and shit.
Yeah.
So because that
Oh
actually
yeah, I remember seeing a
makes it more
screen cap of
interesting
like
than
the
the
wolf
rest
It
in the
actually
car.
takes place. It actually takes place in the Shadowrun continuity. Can you imagine if Love Live partnered with Shadowrun? That'd be amazing.
What? Why would that be? Oh, I thought you were talking about that Raid Shadow Legends. My bad.
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun's the
Love
Hearthstone
Live.
clone, right? Yeah.
Can we get shit? God, I need to play another game of Shadowrun. Shadowrun's so good.
I was
Oh,
derailed the
that'd be
game of
cool.
Shadowrun during character creation.
Yeah, me too.
We were going to be a
It's also
mutation
kind of weird because
cultist.
it's like
Why?
it's like also
why no?
skewed.
Why no Shadowrun Index tabletop RPG?
Well,
like
we're
only
playing
one
it every
RPG.
Saturday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like, why is no Shadowrun?
Because I can only
What
run one
is
game at a
because-
time.
Have
I
you
don't know
ever
what this
actually
is.
played the TTRPG version of Shadowrun? It sucks. Jesus.
No, it's so good.
It's terrible. Every single edition. I try like 3 of them. It's terrible.
The setting
I
is good. I don't like
tried,
the system.
I
Character
tried like
creation
one,
takes
and I don't
3
even know if
hours.
it's homebrew or like the legitest version. But like, oh my god, it's so good.
Did anyone else
Probably
watch
humble.
this show? I did.
I
Which one?
didn't. What?
So do you remember
Punishment?
Mokusaki's Revenge?
Oh, I watched
Oh,
the show.
Oh,
I watched the show.
Oh god, I've watched the first season. I think it's so.
already see a huge red flag. It says French otaku. Skip it. No.
oh God.
What?
No.
What?
The plot of season
Trigger
2.
warning.
That's
So
that's,
I don't-
like, that's like calling a
It-
fucking.
It can't normalize
Radiation
French
poisoning
people. That's not
warning.
okay. That's not okay.
Wait, I need to describe to you the plot of season 2, okay? So they go to Paris for a school trip where they both piss off the mob. And the only way they can not get murdered by the mob is by having to entertain the mob leader's little sister, Otaku's interested Japanese high schoolers.
Sorry, why is the French otaku such a trope though? Like, I know they really like anime in France, but like, it's like the third or fourth time I'm seeing a French otaku as a character in something. It's like
Wait, what are the other examples?
you wouldn't know. It's like really niche manga, but like, I mean, unless you want a really good recommendation for a rom-com based around Magic the Gathering,
Ooh.
because that's a thing.
But it also has French
Just-
people. Oh my
It
god.
also happened to have a French person. Trigger
I mean,
warning.
it's Magic the Gathering, right? They're all planeswalkers. What are French people if not?
No,
like, people-
legitimately, they just apparently it's actually like in some relation to Wizards of the Coast, which kind of sucked when I realized that. But it's just a really, really well written rom-com set in like early aughts, 90s to early aughts Tokyo, where just a bunch of kids are playing MTG and like literally recounting the history of that game and the tournaments and everything.
Weird. Okay.
It's surprisingly just vibey.
Hmm.
Really captures the era.
We've taken a tangent off world, off planet into different dimensions. Do you want to go back to anime
No.
this season?
If we're going back, listen, if we
Okay.
go back, we're gonna be stuck with like Masamune Kuro's Revenge.
We can skip over to Jobless Reincarnation
one of
season
our-
2.
It's so pretty.
One of our patrons here in the audience section has an answer to why there's so many French otakus. Apparently, France was the first country to become obsessed with Japan back in the 1800s.
That explains so much. Like, I know in modern time they have like the biggest, like bigger than American stuff, like Weeb, whatever.
Apparently, they were the
But,
first
like-
country to get Weebified back in the 1800s. They're like, oh my
The
god,
first
katanas are so
victim.
cool.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating because it wasn't mutual. Meanwhile, the Japanese were fascinated with British culture and did a lot of stuff British style. Interesting.
And now we have Guilty Gear. The Japanese
Thanks,
are
Lou.
Yes, and now
really
we have
into
Guilty Gear.
American culture.
don't know
American
if you want-
football will save the world.
I don't know if you want me to
God.
see your last name on stream, so just thanks, Luke.
Oh my god, French people. Right.
Okay, what's next? What's next?
Next is Jobless Reincarnation. It's so pretty.
Okay, so funny story. I took like 3 weeks to finish the first core of the first season before I suddenly realized with horror that there was like an entire core. So I binged that in a day and then watched all of season 2 earlier today.
Listen,
It's
we're in.
really good. It's really good.
It's really good, and we're getting into one of the best arcs, the erectile dysfunction arc.
Yes, finally. It's crazy how
Yeah,
much
right.
like character development we've gone through. And it's not like a straightforward progression either. Like it really captures like how a person deals with depression. It's not like a clean cut thing. There's like, you know, peaks and troughs and, you know, lows and highs.
Can I just find me an isekai? No, find me an anime that has like enough confidence to legitimately write the erectile dysfunction arc and make it actually
mean-
like human.
These mouths did it, so you know.
I got turned off of season 1 because I found the main character unbearable. Is it worth giving another shot?
Oh, it's
yeah,
I'd say so.
Rudy,
the show. I remember
yeah,
that.
Rudy's hard to watch.
I
but
remember I
honestly, the
originally watched
supporting
it with
cast is
Soviet.
so good.
Yeah, neither of us liked it.
No, he is awful, but then I think that's kind of the interest because he does get better.
So it's worth
But-
giving another shot.
Yeah,
I don't think I will, but
So you're saying
I
you're
reckon
saying
It's
It's
only
kind of
because like the supporting cast is so good.
so you're
I
kind of saying this
recommend
is
it.
like
Everyone except Rudy is pretty good.
so this is kind of like Ray Zero situation where Subaru is completely unacceptably
But if
terrible,
Subaru
but-
had erectile dysfunction,
Oh, Subaru is much
Oh,
better
yeah.
than oh, like,
No,
No,
Subaru's a
it's-
way better person. What the fuck are you talking about, Eminem?
No, the thing is, in
Later.
ReZero, the progression of Subaru is really linear. Like he does
Yeah, that's
just
true.
learn the lesson of the week from every arc and become like measurably
Yeah,
a
that's
better
true.
person. Whereas here,
Mhm.
the guy is just taking steps back and steps forward and fumbling about and talking to people and being a mess and solving one problem and encountering 3 more, and it's actually just peak character writing.
it does remind me of ReZero a little too, in that it does actually tie back into his life previously on Earth. And I don't know, there's good stuff. Your mileage may vary
Uh-huh.
depending on how much you can
One of
withstand
the
a
best things
pervert.
to watch this
yeah,
care.
I couldn't watch it.
Also, the
I
animation is
hated the
gorgeous.
show. The animation's nice
Aw.
though.
I'll give the show a second shot on your recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
If you have the time and energy. 7 Spellblades. Doesn't
I
count.
got
It's better than Harry Potter.
I got through
That's
30
bad.
I
seconds.
could believe that for sure.
I watched 30 seconds of it. And I'm like, I'm gonna watch this later today for the stream, and then I forgot to.
Well, it's better than Harry Potter.
Not a glowing recommendation. not a great recommendation. If you just forgot
It
about
feels like if I was to compare it to food, it's like a very, very well seasoned egg, but with too many eggshells still in it.
Yeah.
What? That is a wild analogy. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
I'm not gonna
eat
eat
it.
that. I'm not gonna eat that.
I literally can't eat that. I literally can't even eat that.
Hard-boiled an egg, then you like took the egg that you took out, you cracked it, and you like started to season it and like add spices and
Yes.
stuff.
Jobless
but you left a little
Reincarnation
bit of the shell on
is
it
a
for some
perfectly
reason.
made omelet, and that's why Winter can't watch it.
Yeah. Nah, maybe not. Maybe that's not the right analogy. But like, it's there, and it does basically nothing with itself. It's like,
Question.
what if Harry Potter, but without the racism,
Okay.
but also without characters having personalities, just like Harry Potter. So you
I'm like, it's like, I mean, it has more.
Whereas the
characters.
personality of Harry Potter is being racist, the personality of this anime is not being racist, and that's it.
Kinda.
So I guess these guys
You
use
know-
swords instead of
you know-
wands.
I don't hate that,
Actually, you
but,
know
like,
what? That actually makes them cooler in my book that they use swords. instead
No,
of
it's
wands.
better
You
than
know
Harry
what?
Potter, but like it's comparable to Harry Potter in quality is the problem. It's just that
The
Harry
more-
Potter is
the
shit,
more
but
you-
also it's racist. This is
Listen,
only
the more
shit.
you talk about it, the more it sounds like one of my favorite anime. So, but like it's definitely that. So I already have.
What are
that.
you
Why would I
thinking?
watch
What
those?
anime are you thinking about?
I cannot reveal that right now. It's a secret. You'll see.
No.
Is it Little Witch Academia? It's Little Witch Academia, isn't it?
It's gotta be Little Witch Academia. No, but Little Witch Academia is good and wholesome and good and also good. This is just. It just feels so bland.
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question?
I mean, reading the synopsis, I'm like, eh.
They go
Let's
to
continue.
Hogwarts and they have swords and they use them to cast spells. And every character has a personality that can be explained with a single sentence or like the one hobby that they have. This girl, she likes animals. This guy, he likes books. What about this girl? She is Japanese.
I suppose
I
it's
wish it
better
was
than the
good.
Harry Potter characters.
Yeah. Except
All right.
this
Where do
girl
we
is rich.
where do we go next?
This guy's protagonist.
Now,
It's like-
do my eyes trick me, or is fucking Naruto on this list? I thought that came out when
I
I was
don't
12.
I asked, well,
I don't
It
know why
says
that's
new
listed
anime
here.
right there.
It's just a
A new
preview they
anime
showed.
project to celebrate Naruto's 20th
yeah.
anniversary.
It's like an- yeah.
Fuck, it's 20 years old now? That
It
makes me
says
feel
September
old.
3rd. It's not even out yet.
I guess they're doing
Yeah.
a few episodes in like the animation style of that one preview, which it looked really
Fuck,
good.
I was 5 when I started watching Naruto. Jesus Christ.
It's
Don't make
it's
me think
wild
about
to
time,
think-
please.
it's also wild to think that Naruto is like 20 years old now. So like, I was 8 when it started airing. So it's technically been with me since my childhood, but I was never into it. But like, I know some people were. For some people, this has molded their entire life pretty much. But
That
not
is a
me. I was just
terrifying
like,
thought.
I think
That just made my skin crawl.
When I was growing up,
Yeah.
I was religiously into Naruto when I was a kid.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I
Listen,
didn't
I
fall off
mean-
until the time skip. That's when I fell off because it wasn't on the air for like 2 years.
I wish I was born in an alternate universe where Hunter x Hunter was what molded every person.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, much better world.
Yeah, this would be a much
I
better
wish
world.
things were good and not bad.
Like imagine the
Yeah.
1999 or 1998 Hunter x Hunter came out like 2001 or something, and was way better, and then captivated every youth. We live in a
I
much
wish
better
I was
world.
born in the timeline where Hunter x
Well,
Hunter
also-
had the just the choreography of Naruto. Like they just did everything the same, but also added the choreography.
Yeah, that would be
Naruto just
brilliant.
wasn't, and Naruto just never existed, just because it's my fantasy world.
I will say one thing though about Naruto: Bruce Lee versus Sandman, best fight.
It's one of the
Rock
it's like the
Lee.
third
What?
fight in the whole show, and they never fucking overcame it.
Right, the Rock Lee versus
never
The
Naruto
one
fight.
everybody posts
Yeah,
on
the
Twitter.
one everybody
X,
knows.
X.
It's
X.
the one.
That's
good
not
fight,
even a
like,
controversial opinion anymore. I feel like that's just a fact people agree on.
20
If
I can tell
anything,
you that
it's
the
actually
third
annoying
the
if
third
people
fight
bring
in
up
the
that
whole
fight.
show is the best fight in the whole show, and they just never
Yes.
ever got made it. Like, and then they had like 1,000 episodes and never made a fight.
Exactly.
I'm
20
going
years
back to
of this
Hunter x Hunter.
anime.
Get this shit away from me.
20 years of this anime, and this is the best fight.
20
Never
years
top
of this
It's a
anime and
really
Rock
mixture
Lee versus
of it.
Gaara is the
It's a
only thing
really
people
good
remember.
fight. Really good
Imagine
fight.
holding a match
It's really
stick
good, yeah.
and just
I watched-
trying to strike it, and
Yeah.
the third strike you light the match, and then you just spend 1,000 matches just trying to light the fire again.
Yeah,
You
like
sit there. And
I
you
only
sit there,
watched
but
a
you're holding
bit
the
of
fire.
Naruto.
But, nope.
It's really comparable to Gon versus Hisoka in the Heaven's Arena in Hunter x Hunter in terms of choreography and like the fluid nature of every action and every single actual hit being shown in proper context.
Nah,
It's a
I
good
like
fight.
I like Rock Lee more than the Gon fight.
It's a little better. I will admit. Begrudgingly, I will admit it's a little better. It's animated a little bit better, slightly.
But I mean, what if you compare the story context, though?
Well, yeah,
I
no.
still
If you
like
compare the story
Rock Lee's still
context,
better. Rock
yeah.
Lee's still better.
When you add to it the importance of the fight between Gon and Hisoka, like I feel like that tops it when it's like in the proper context of the story. But you know,
I think at the time Rock Lee's
animation-wise,
better.
yeah.
I
Although
think
at the
that's
same time,
fine. Yeah, I mean,
I think the Rock Lee fight's better, but at the same time, it's burned into my head from when I was like 8, so I don't know if I can be a fair judge because nothing will be as impactful
Probably
as
not.
when. Yeah,
probably
because
not.
I saw the other fight when I was 24. It's not gonna have the same impact because it's not a first time anymore. You know what I mean?
I guess that's true. Yeah.
So Rock Lee was like the first, drop moment for me, but I don't have like that beforehand.
All right.
Hmm.
Any season
Alright,
anime
next-
you want to talk
next
about
one.
though?
Unless I'm missing
Sweet
anything.
Reincarnation.
There's
Anyone?
he's just making pastries in a
I mean,
isekai world. Nothing
I-
to say.
I saw that this exists, and I was just like,
Wait, I
maybe
can't
I'll
see the.
exercise some
Are they holding
self-respect and
spaghetti?
Not watch it.
This person makes pastries in like an isekai world, I guess.
Oh, I thought they were
no,
holding
it's not
spaghetti.
spaghetti. It's
Ah.
cake.
Imagine the spaghetti
Yeah.
isekai. Wow.
Did
What a
anyone
time.
watch?
Reincarnated as a bowl of spaghetti.
I watched
It's
it.
a very short
I
anime.
It's
The
a
one
very short
episode,
anime.
one episode anime because he was too delicious and got devoured.
Yeah, 3 minutes. It's
But then he possesses whoever eats him.
It's a 100 episode show. Every other episode is just the credits on loop.
I'd respect a spaghetti anime if they went all Emiya family on it and showed you how to actually make pasta.
While you
Like,
hear the screams of the
absolutely.
pasta begging to live.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Again, I thought about watching this, but then I was like, what if I exercise self-respect? And then I didn't watch this anime.
Did
Nice.
anyone watch The Good Cleric?
Is that what
I
this
thought
is?
about
The
watching
Good
Good
Cleric?
Cleric, and then I was like,
Oh,
what
this
if I
is
exercise
Samuel.
some self-respect?
So, as someone who's watched 10 minutes of The Good Cleric, I have to say, it might be the most generic show of the season.
Congrats. We'll give it the award.
Honestly, I cannot imagine the most generic show of this season. They're all blending into each other at this point.
No, it's The Good Cleric. It's the most generic.
Okay, you know what? We're
But
just
what about
we're just
my-
skipping
but
to
what
the
about
classic
my
girl
cheatability?
anime.
But what about my cheatability makes me OP even at level 1, or my cheatability is making me the strongest, or
All right, we're talking about the
What
Velma
about-
anime.
What about
Wait,
Rise
hold on.
No Atelier,
Hold on.
which is just the anime. The point of the anime is look at Riza. She's a cute plump girl. That's it.
Yeah.
You're probably better
Yes.
off playing the game.
She has thighs. The
Yeah.
anime.
You skipped
Yeah.
like a
That is
bunch.
it.
Yeah, I did skip a bunch. I don't. it
Yeah, no,
just-
hold on, wait. Yeah, no, I'm like,
What is this?
Specifically, the
What is Spy Classroom?
Are we
Music?
talking about the
Is it-
religious anime?
Oh,
I
have a
was
diff-
gonna watch it. Like,
I have a
it's not
different
even
religious
gay.
anime. I have a different religious anime to talk about later.
Ah, I see. No, I think. Sorry, I think you can actually just skip to
Wait,
the
this is the
glasses.
show. This is the show I wanted to talk about.
Oh, Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence.
Okay, have you ever heard the generic concept of girl is really horny for guy, but guy oblivious? The show?
Uh-huh.
What if they're
That's
both
the-
only engaging in sexual activities for reproduction purposes only after the under the watchful eyes of Jesus Christ?
Well,
She
he
just
is a
put-
pastor, so that would be the preferable way. Yes.
She wants to date this guy so bad, but he's so oblivious, and they live together, and she's like, "Oh my god, notice me, senpai," even though we live together.
Oh my god is a very ironic thing to say in this context, given the
yes.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Alex. It sounds.
Oh, also,
it sounds-
Jesus Christ. Also, Jesus Christ is real in this world.
Oh.
I mean,
Good for him, I guess.
Who made
does he
this?
watch?
What
this man-
cult
okay,
made
so let's-
this?
Oh,
Let's
Imagine-
make this clear. This man with this Cecilia person, this pastor, this absolute child of a man, is cutting Jesus Christ himself, because he has to watch this. That's the point.
I
I'm
would
so glad
unironically
the
consider the
Baptist
show
Baptist
good
Church actually,
if Jesus was the narrator for the show and actually gave us
So
thoughts.
I don't know. I don't. The way I know Jesus is real is because they all wear all the crosses, and it's very clearly a Christian church. And she's
the
an
way I know
actual saint
Jesus
with
is
magic
real is
powers.
because I believe it with my heart.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Okay, we need to talk about
It's funny
something
'cause
that
I'm Jewish.
hypes us up. The girl who forgot her glasses.
Ah.
Geek
Has anyone
Let's
actually read the
go!
manga for this? Or are you all gonna talk about the anime? And
We're
nothing
all
else?
talking about the anime.
Because I read the entire manga of this, like, and it's finished.
Was
Why?
it worth
It's
it?
so boring.
No, you have no idea. This thing is so unhinged.
Oh, please tell us about the manga. That sounds interesting.
Is it?
It just like it has really good moments. It has really cute moments. It has some of like the cutest little. You know how a lot of like rom-coms will do this, like, will they, won't they, are they actually interested,
Yes,
are they not
yes,
actually interested?
That's
But
that's most.
They
of
this
them.
is kind of like they do that, but like with a step up. That's like, how do I explain this? It's very, very, very clear that the girl is interested in him, but they keep it to kind of like the subtle nods every other chapter that makes it like really actually exciting. Contrast that, please, with how stupid this fucking manga is. Because this manga is so obsessed with making the heroine as helpless as bloody possible that to make the protagonist happy, she even has like, I don't even know how to call this. She goes to a friend of hers from school who for 3 days they have this after school thing where she teaches her how to not forget her glasses at home.
What?
I don't know if I can reiterate this. I don't know how to reiterate this better, but like, she spends hours rehearsing with a friend how to not forget her glasses at home.
Is this the neurodivergent representation we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah,
I don't
she's
think
wonderful.
so.
No, it is.
I wish, but like,
Yeah.
if by representation you mean robbing a character of any and all agency and making them like a helpless putty awaiting like the kind, nice guy Kun to come rescue her from her inability
Put
to
her
forget her
glasses on.
vision aid.
God, this man is just a himbo glass stand. That's what he is. He's a nice guy that just gives her glasses. That's it.
This guy is just like reincarnated in another world as like in glasses case. I swear to God.
In terms of anime, okay, but in terms of anime, we need to focus on what is the most important, which is the animation in the first episode.
The
That
feet
is
fetish
just
they always have.
okay.
Gohan adapted this manga perfectly because reading this manga feels like an LSD trip, and watching this anime makes you feel like you just drank way too much Everclear.
Just Jesus. It makes you dizzy. The animation is just wrong. And like what's the worst part is that I kept reiterating while we were watching this, like, if this was a horror show, if you added like some like thematic music, this animation would rock. But like it so does not fit this like slice of life normal rom-com.
It's an immersive anime to make you feel like you are also visually impaired.
Yes,
This entire franchise, if I can even call it there, just feels like a concussion.
I mean, maybe it was trying to put you in the mind of the heroine. Maybe it's trying to concuss you and take away your
I
vision.
feel like this anime is proof that cognito hazards are real, and this is one of them.
The worst of all, this only exists to play to the fantasy of like being useful at the expense of a person who is completely helpless.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so fucking bad.
Does it at least do that
It's the
fetish
good
well?
old-
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's the good old katawa shoujo thing, except less overt because there is no obvious disability, just like inability to remember to keep your glasses on.
Is Katawa Shoujo that bad?
No, I played it. It's actually pretty sweet. The disability is like the twist of it is that like it's a visual novel game that came out of 4chan, just out of a few like etchy drawings of disabled girls, but they actually gave it justice. The disability is treated very very tastefully, and it's a good visual novel. You're like, I don't know, it's good.
Girl Forget the Glasses is literally just a fairly simple mechanism to create like a really helpless girl so she can be cute because she's helpless, and give the protagonist a way to kind of like be useful to her so she likes him, because that is the only value of men in society, huh? When they bring you your glasses or something.
Yep.
Sorry,
Just
I'm
become a
annoyed.
glass stand.
Like, what is the value of men in society if they don't
I
buy
mean,
more or bring you your
we
glasses?
could become vending machines.
Rude.
You already are!
But we go for metaphorical to liberal.
Welcome to capitalism! Vending machine?
One way or another, you just become a vending machine.
High output value, here
Soda
you
or
go.
glasses.
Did anyone
I will
watch
input value into you so you can give me a soda.
Alright.
Sensuality Noir.
Yeah, Soviet and I have watched this.
We watched this.
Yeah.
Really watched this.
So, like, speaking
Validate
of
my
anime,
decision
so,
to not watch this.
Okay, so speaking of anime, about women who need a man to help her around because she's totally incompetent. No, I mean,
Yay!
this author wrote The Pet Girl of Sakura no So.
We
The
also
big
wrote
one about that.
The Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. It's
Okay, well, I have
similar.
no idea what that is.
Wait!
Yes.
The author of Sakura So and Pet Girl and Bunny Girl
Yes.
Senpai wrote this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see why. You can see that in the white-haired main girl because
Yeah,
she doesn't know how to do anything.
She's basically Mashiro, but
except she's good at one thing, which is
she's
helping him
really
pilot
good
the
at
mech.
one thing.
He's very good at killing.
He's good
The
at
guy
killing
has a
people.
type. No, but like,
He
come
does.
on, Sakura So was great.
It is great. No, this show's actually really fun. Actually, this is
Yeah,
like
the
the
show's
only
pretty
mecha
fun.
show. It's
Yeah,
like the only
the,
mecha show. Yeah.
What
The fights
fuck?
are mostly 3D, but they're actually pretty fun to watch. The main
Breaks my
guy,
head.
pretty boring. The supporting cast is excellent.
Yeah,
In
I like the
episode
supporting
3,
characters.
they introduce a Char-esque character, you know, from Gundam. And he's wonderful because he's a massive nerd.
Yeah, he's
and
just this
he's
huge
actually a
dork.
super nice person.
Yeah, no, you meet this character and you're like, oh jeez, yeah, this guy looks like weird. He's like, yeah, I bet he's like the super awesome robot fighter, which he
He's
is.
the guy
but
in
it's
this
also
poster without you can't see his eyes. He's got like
exactly, yeah, no, and then it's like he actually turns out he's just like he's actually just a huge dork, and he's actually really nice, and he's like very surprised by like people's reactions to him. It's like, what do people think I'm like? It's like it's pretty funny actually. There's definitely some you could definitely tell that this is like the same writer as Sakura, so like especially with the white hair girl, like oh my god.
And also
like,
the childhood sort of tsundere best friend who's into the main character, but he doesn't notice her. And
yeah, and but she like pilots a robot instead of like it's like
I was not going to watch this until you told me it's this author.
yeah. No, like you can like tell it's them too when you like watch this. You're like, oh yeah, because they like do like some of like the same character like stuff. Like there's like a silly like best friend character. Oh yeah, there's also like this like funny gag about this like team of like rival pilots that like it's like are they friends? Are they like enemies? But it's like oh they're just like drinking like beer together at the bar. It's like
I respect the man that knows what he likes.
yeah, it's like. Yeah, it's like he just does it, but now he's doing a mecha show where they fight like monsters, basically.
Yeah,
they pilot robots and
the main plot isn't evident yet, but they're building up to something.
But I mean, like when you start off, it's just like they're like looking for something in like these ruins, and then they like get attacked by like monsters, and it's just like I was like, this is exactly what I was expecting when I like watch this, and I'm like, yep, I was waiting for this. And then they get in like their giant robots, and they like fight the monsters. It's fun, yeah.
It's based off a video game apparently, so
that just came out apparently as well. But yeah, no, it's the Sakura So and Rascal, the Such Even Funny Girl Senpai writer writing a mecha basically where they fight monsters.
I wouldn't say that this is like the dark horse of the series. It's not like it's gonna like blow up, but show.
It's a fun time.
I
definitely recommend it.
What would even be the dark horse of the series, the season that would suddenly blow out? I'm not seeing even a contender. Maybe. Yeah, maybe Kimono-san, yeah.
That's like a short. Can we really add that?
Nah, I'm joking. That's not the dark horse. That's the champion, the leader, the
No. There's another champion. There is another one.
There's gotta at least be one dark horse. What is it? Because
of course y'all gonna be talking.
I don't think there is one. I don't think it doesn't exist.
What about My Happy Marriage? I see a bunch of people talk about that.
Exactly. I know you would all be talking about nothing but this one, Tiny Senpai.
The most boring show ever. Hey, My Tiny Senpai is a very. Go on.
Wait. Just to smooth down to what's happening here. This time, very fortuitously, somehow doing this alphabetically resulted in us genuinely going from low quality to really high quality because all of the anime that are like really good seem to be at the bottom. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not interesting. That's
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
that's because like 2 weeks ago, I told Calliope to make sure to keep Zone for last. Otherwise, this would be the only thing to ramble about.
And we truly kept it for last.
Well, we might be surprised for last, but
yeah, no, I think that's.
Oh my god, it's a guy and he hates capitalism in the Weeb Revolution.
Already, just we're already bombing at the very idea.
Hello and welcome to the Zone 100 Circle Jack live stream.
Hold on, no, we're not.
Can I say something about My Tiny Senpai? It's very important.
Yes.
No.
As long as you keep it short.
It has very important
messages. Shorter than her.
Yeah. It has very important moral messages, like boring people deserve love too. That was my takeaway from episode 1. Boring people deserve love too.
I see. Episode 2, short people deserve love too.
The fucking, it's like, my senpai is a short girl. It's like, it's so naked about what it is. It's like, you don't even have much to say about it. Like,
this is a subgenre onto itself these days.
It's like, if you're into short stacks, this is it. That's it. That's the drop. There's no more to say about this.
Well, Undead Murder
Yes!
Farce. Undead
Oh,
Murder
yeah.
Farce actually has someone who's even shorter. So
Yes, that's true.
Well, I mean, now she'd ever be the head of a major corporation.
Well, let's talk about it. Yeah, no, this show.
Yeah, this
Sure,
show's got
she's sure getting ahead in life.
she
Good,
she became immortal at like 14. Please stop.
Yeah, it's
Anyway, no, but actually, the show has the husbando of the season. The the Oni guy is wonderful. He's a fucking theater kid who has the power to kill monsters, and he's just this like tall, perpetually tired, slouchy, pale guy, and he's great.
I wonder who
know,
that
I don't
reminds
know,
you
because-
of.
Listen. Helk still exists, and I keep seeing this face, and I'm like, that's definitely the husbando of the season.
I don't know. I think
That's
we
the
gotta
dark
give it to
horse.
our Oni killer here. Like he is just so
Helk-
delightful to watch.
Why do you not like very positively?
This guy's very
positive
positive
men
too.
that are just
Like,
happy to be around and do stuff.
this guy's great. He's so fun. Like he's so silly.
Why do we have to have the moody, dark protagonists that are like?
He's
the
not
husbando?
moody. He's very
not
lovely.
moody. He's hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and speaking seriously, though, well, semi-seriously, the show does have pretty good vibes. It's a detective show, so there is a lot of talking, but
Yeah, there's
I don't
a
know,
lot of like
it's still
talking and
pretty
like
engaging
figuring out
anyways.
mystery stuff.
Is the mystery actually interesting and captivating and well done in the sense that you
Well,
can
the
actually
overarching
pick
plot
up
is
the
that they're
clues while watching it and have your own idea of like where this is going and what this means?
I'd say the first
Well,
case the show tackled had like, you know, some decent deductive reasoning, but like it wasn't really like a surprise, to be honest. So I don't know.
well, the main plot of the show is that they're trying to find the man who cut off the immortal girl's head.
Yeah.
So it's basically
That's the
chasing after
plot.
him, and
Yeah.
they're apparently going to solve mysteries on the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm vaguely interested. I like
And the first
mystery
case,
shows,
let us
so-
answer the question of all times: who will win, an Oni or a vampire? A matchup. Who knew we thought we'd see?
Yeah, that was fun.
Probably an Oni. Probably an Oni because I imagine they must have like some power over fire, and vampires famously really dislike fire.
Do they?
It's funny that this show reminds me of that Rakugo Tanuki anime because all of the yokai started dying around the time of industrialization. Although in this show it's a plot point that they intentionally murdered all the yokai.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fun show.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's like it's just
Let's
like
go
an
forward.
overarching
We're
show.
almost done. Actually,
Nice little
we're very close to the
mysteries.
finish.
Yeah, no, this yeah. I'm like
Watashi no Shawasen na Kekkon. Do we know anything
My
about
Happy
this? What is
Marriage.
Did anyone other than me watch My Happy Marriage?
I watched the show.
no. At
I
least
watched it, yeah.
Not in my case. Yeah.
I like the show. Not as much as the best romance of the season, which is of course the OVAs of Over the Moon for You is of course the best romance of the season. Not as good as that. But my main problem with this show is like I feel really bad for the girl, and I continue watching it because I just want nice things to happen to her, but I don't really feel like the male love interest is all that interesting, other than being not the worst human being ever, which is like what she's come to expect. When he demanded an apology of her parents was cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why I'm
this
not
is a
sold
show-
on this show. The female lead is actually very compelling, and then like her story is very tragic, and then yeah, like Alex, you want something good to happen, and then you just meet the guy, and he's just kind of lame, pretty boring, and it introduces another layer to the series. It's not just a romance. For some reason, there just happens to be supernatural elements, and I don't know why. I don't feel like it was needed.
No, you know,
That's
she's
the
an
trend this
abomination because
season,
she doesn't
apparently.
have psychic powers.
Yeah, there's like yokai in this world. or they're called something different, and like,
I
but
don't know. To be
Grotesqueries.
honest,
They're called grotesqueries.
Wait, but like,
it's
what year is
sometimes-
the story actually set in, though?
Like early industrialization Japan.
Oh,
yeah,
that
And
would
I
be.
Oh,
1800s.
okay.
yeah, the same. It's kind of like the same setting as the undead murder farce, but I feel like it would have been more interesting if it just kept the supernatural elements out and it was just early industrial Japan as a setting. I feel like that would have been way more interesting.
I don't know if it would be more interesting, but I don't see it changing the show that much.
It really wouldn't change the show that much, but I don't know.
All I know is I really want to see her stepsister get the shit beat out of her.
Well,
in
that's
the
all I have to
newest
say about this show.
Yeah, in the newest episode, it was
finishing
kind
line.
of neat to see the stepsister be shocked that her husband actually likes her. It's like, fuck, I didn't expect this. I thought you'd be
Okay,
kicked out of
then.
Star's to death.
I guess that's something.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost there. Since we're skipping, other
Yeah,
seasons.
we
of
are
stuff.
actually there. We are at Zom
Oh.
100.
Are we? Is this the time?
It is
do
the
we even
time.
need to
Anyone-
talk about it? It's so overexposed. I'm actually worried. I'm worried it's gonna fall off hard
overexposed?
because everyone is watching it.
Episode 3 delivered.
Like, it has.
Okay.
Yep.
It's
When it
so
happens to Zom,
lifelike. It's so like.
listen. When it happens to
Oh!
Zom 100, I gotta say, getting through the first episode or like the first half of the first episode was really, really tough because the actual like incredibly honest and clear-cut portrayal of corporate work is just unnerving to a person who actually goes through that on a daily basis. It's
Before we talk-
terrible.
Before we talk about the show, can I say something about the one other show we haven't talked about, Dream Voice Realist?
I dropped it at like midway. It was so bad.
So here's the premise, okay? Guy gets turned down by girl. Gets turned down by girl a lot, okay? And then he decides, now hear me out, okay? I guess I'll just respect her wishes and go after different girls. And then girl gets pissed off he's talking to other girls after being rejected like 5 times. This is the premise. Thoughts?
Right.
Wow.
So anyway, Zom, capitalism bad.
Zom. Yeah.
Also,
we can talk about this
capitalism
now.
bad.
Capitalism
Exploitation of
in fact,
labor
so-
bad.
Listen,
Zombies
capitalism-
kind of good.
capitalism in fact so bad that zombie apocalypse is better.
It's easier to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism. Whoa!
But yeah,
You don't
this
seem
show
very
does that
enthusiastic about it.
does that phrase justice
No,
because
I
it
just-
actually
I
makes
just-
it
I
look
just-
cool at the end of the world.
I
Would be hype.
actually love this show.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. It's so like
It is pretty.
full. It's just it has so much like style. Oozes it.
The metatextual decision to make like the blood splashes of zombies colorful to highlight the fact that the main character is like seeing this world in a completely different life and is actually living his life to the fullest was an absolutely genius like art direction decision. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. And it's so simple. Like it's not a decision that you like that is hard to come by. It's like something that pops in your head. It's like that's it. It's like it's perfect for what this anime is trying to be.
How does the manga artistically convey that? Because like I don't imagine there's the blood color unless for the covers, but like
Good
is this
question.
an anime direction decision or was there like a cover on the manga that made it look like that? And it's like, yeah, that's a great idea.
I kind of have to imagine it's an anime thing.
Hmm. All right. Do we really not have anything more to say about Zom 100?
Really,
sad.
just watch it.
Okay, yeah, just watch it. It's really good. Okay,
Well,
okay. So I think
Yeah.
I
It's
think
It's pretty
we're
much the
nearing
second
the
best
end.
thing they watched this season.
I think there's one show we're all forgetting about that's coming out right
Ah,
now.
yes.
No, we
indeed.
we
There's
talked
one
about
show.
Ikimono-san.
No,
There's another show that's coming out.
There's one. Yes, there's one
That's
show
the
that
best
all
show
of
of
us
the
have
season.
forgotten about. absolutely
Digimon?
best show of
What?
the season.
What?
Beats Zombie. No, it's Misfit of the Demon Academy
Yeah,
season
but
2.
it's
It's
season
back,
2.
baby.
Oh.
All right, I'm abruptly ending the stream. Say your goodbyes.
Alright,
Almost
that has
was
been
back.
a very good stream full of anti-capitalism and pro-revolution.
No,
rhetoric.
seriously.
Love,
I have a
love
question.
through-
Did anyone make a underground commune for the homeless? The fully automated
Yes.
magic cake communism?
Exactly.
Did anyone do that?
Did any of these characters with this fuckos destroy the concept of racism? Manifested? No. Anos is the best boy.
Does any of these people declare their goal to destroy class society in episode 1?
Okay,
Exactly.
but like, has Anna's gold evolved? Like, exchange his pants for a turtle shell? I don't think so.
Well,
Has
okay, you got
Yukon-
us there. Yeah. Although, you know what? I will say that exchanging his pants for a turtle shell would be completely in character for Anos. That will obviously be some kind of a scheme, but he would do that. Like, the man is
it's
so
not for a
bright.
scheme. It's for the enjoyment of like pulling your head in and out of the shell.
Possibly. But
This
listen,
is the kind
the
of
man
zen
is-
I'm fucking talking about. Not
Anos
everything needs to be a
Rolling
means to an end. Sometimes you gotta enjoy pantslessness.
Well, and so we circle back to Zone 100. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
Sometimes
If
you just
can
need to go
Eat your
pantsless.
lentils. You won't need to flatter Anna's gold evolved.
All
No,
right.
I need to.
Goodbye,
fly around as
everybody.
well.
See you next season, where we
Well,
will
you won't
also
matter,
talk
but
about
we
Misfit
know,
of the
just
Demon
remember,
King
the
somehow.
best romance of the season is obviously the OVA's Row for the Moon for you, which makes that the second best show. of the
Listen,
season.
Alright.
Anos